There is a lot of potential to get into this video because since Kingdom Hearts 4 was revealed over 2 years ago, there's rumors and reports of when it's being released. All the games are coming to Steam. And with all the showcases coming up, just an opportunity to figure out what would we even think would really smack down hard on the internet with how they have another trailer for this game. But I didn't want just my opinion on this. I wanted somebody else's opinion. Somebody that makes a lot more Kingdom Hearts content than me, and that is lowkeymatt. Sir, hello, welcome to the channel. How's it going?
Hello there. I have escaped the microcosm that is my channel to come over to, sorry, I'm gonna do that again. The channel that is mine called lowkeymatt on YouTube. You can look it up. It'll also leave a link in the description, I'm sure. Honestly, guys, I have a feeling that it's about time. It's almost time.
Now, hold on. Let's not spoil. Let's
not spoil.
Because this summer, do you think this is the time we see a new trailer? But if so, where?
Okay. So, I have been very much anticipating, like everyone else, a new trailer. We've always thought it's just around the corner because that's, how hype is. He's got to be hopeful to see something else, but, it just doesn't come. But I am feeling especially hopeful about Summer Games Fest, aka the new E3, and that's going to be important for why I mentioned that, because this game is following a similar timeline to Kingdom Hearts 3's kind of hype cycle.
I'm glad you said that because I have similar ideas, but keep going.
Okay, so the initial reveal for Kingdom Hearts 3 was at E3 2013, June 2013. And we got one little micro trailer at D23 2013 of just some concept gameplay that they wanted to show for the game, but it wasn't like any official gameplay. It was just showing what they wanted the game to be like at that point. And then we didn't get anything again for like a year and a half, 2 years, until E3 2015, when we got the re-reveal of the game after the game had been switched over to Unreal Engine 4 from the original Luminous. That's a whole big thing. Yeah.
Yes, so let me jump into that because I was going to say the Unreal Engine shift is a thing. Like, that is a thing that Kingdom Hearts 4 is dealing with, and there's been a lot of developers that said that shift isn't as simple as just copy and paste. They actually have to learn the new way that engine works and everything, and that was a worry that I had, but I'm going to just say I have a disagreement on the where. Okay. But stay tuned for that. But
okay,
I think the thing production-wise, because what's Square Enix doing next? And I know this is a Disney game. It's at the end, it's a Disney game that Square Enix makes, but the team, they just released Final Fantasy 16 last year. They just did Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. I think it's like Creative Business Unit 1 that does the mainline Final Fantasy.
I think they just changed the names of it, if I'm not mistaken, or
they did something like they fused the units. I don't know. It's gonna, but like Foam Stars, Forspoken. Those are other Square Enix things that happen. I don't know, but Visions of Mana is coming up. But it's like, what's the next?
The only two major projects that, like, big projects from their big temple franchises that we know of is Kingdom Hearts 4 and Dragon Quest 12. And I've heard some things are going on with Dragon Quest 12 right now. Like, they had a person leave just recently, I read. And, the death of Toriyama is kind of putting some of that in limbo as well. So that project might be going through some stuff right now.
Here's a good question. What comes first, Kingdom Hearts 4 or Dragon Quest 12?
That's what I was going to kind of leak as well. We don't know a thing about Dragon Quest 12, really. We haven't even seen any concept footage because, the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer really wasn't a full gameplay trailer of what the game will actually be like. That's just showing what they want the game to be like. It was in Unreal Engine 4, what they were using at the time to prototype and test and stuff like that. So I think that Kingdom Hearts 4 is probably the next project since we know more about it. We've seen it for one in some capacity.
What I would jump in with this too is that obviously there's been lots of these recent rumors. They're grains of salt. They're not confirmed in any way, but there's all this stuff about like, oh, there was a show that's now becoming a movie, and then that same person's like, oh, by the way, it's supposed to come out in 2025, and who knows? Maybe that stuff is true, maybe it isn't. But like the thing about 2025 is that's what I've always said. But here's the thing that I personally think is the where. It's not going to be at Summer Game Fest. It's not going to be at a PlayStation show. It's not going to be an Xbox show. And no, it's not going to be on it's going to be at Nintendo. Don't worry. No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
no. But August, I think 9th through 11th is D23.
D23. Okay.
I say that because that might not be. Well, actually, it depends. It depends, and that'll kind of lead me to what I wonder from you next is like whether it does or doesn't. If it drops, is there anything you'd love to see, or like there was a comment like shout out to Kyle Fritz from my community. In what areas do you feel Kingdom Hearts 4 needs a change for the direction of this new saga and what you'd like to see carried over? Like is there anything you'd like to see in this trailer? I just want fresh. I want just a totally fresh Kingdom Hearts. I know everybody's, who's the Master of Masters? How come Aqua's hair didn't grow long when she was in the Dark Realm? Whatever. Like, there's questions that they have. But for me, I just want, like, a totally fresh start that, like sure, addresses the past. And we're transitioning from the past. But I just want new characters and such. And to get a feel for that. But obviously the Disney stuff. And that kind of boils the question, too. If it does rely on, hey, look, there's this Avengers thing and Star Wars and stuff, then that's a D23 trailer. But if they focus on the thing that I want more, then maybe that is Summer Game Fest.
I think if they were smart and they want to make the biggest splash possible, it'd be the Star Wars trailer that they play next. That would be the biggest.
That would be the biggest splash.
That would be the biggest.
No question.
Like, hey, this game's back. We got Star Wars in it. I know some people don't like Star Wars nowadays, but they still like the idea, the whole concept of Star Wars. They're still fans at the end of the day. And so they're going to lose their minds. I don't know if it would break Twitter, like some announcements have in the past. Like
man.
Steve,
you just see
like,
Sora like running down a hallway and then he collides with
I
Darth Vader
have
and they end the trailer.
I have such a specific vision for how they do Star Wars trailer, how it'd be so good. The internet would break.
Another hypothetical this or that. Star Wars would break the internet more than a Marvel thing. Yes or no?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay,
I think so.
I'm gonna agree.
Because you know, Star Wars, I think is people don't realize it, like really ingrained in Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts takes a lot of inspiration from Star Wars. Like, you know, look at Ansem's lightsaber hands and, you know, the general
dark
concepts, the dark side and the light side, and the weapons that these people use, and, you know, the general other themes throughout the story. It takes a lot from Star Wars, and you've even had Star Wars voice actors. Mark Hamill is Master Ericus in the Kingdom Hearts games. So, you know, there's a lot of that DNA in there. So I guess for me personally, it would just be a great, like, full circle moment to have Star Wars as an actual world in there. And that's why I really want to see it.
Are you with me on, like, the idea of if they want to do the splash, like you said, with the Disney thing, they do it at D23, but if it's, like, story heavy, then they do it maybe at Summer Game Fest?
I can kind of agree with that. If not this summer, you know, there's TGS is something they always attend. If they want to like do a big grand reveal of the game, like they kind of did with 7 Rebirth at TGS, they could do something like that there. There's more eyes on Summer Games Fest. So, you know, if they want to get it seen by the most people, they can do that. You know, and if you know, if Disney wants something for like a gaming event they have there, because, you know, they just made that big investment in Epic recently, so they may want to do some more stuff showing off of that collaboration.
Well, it really just depends on when they ramp up their marketing campaign. That's really what it is. So it depends on when they want it to be a pretty loaded year, because you brought up Kingdom Hearts 3.
They announced the release date, the release date before it got delayed. At the D23 2017. Yeah, that's when they kind of tried to start the hype train going. And then I think they waited till E3 2018.
What if there was a repeat of that? You know, at D23 that they do like Kingdom Hearts 3, they show the Toy Story thing, and there was the release window. This one, they show the Star Wars thing. Here's the release window. If they do drop that release window, is it 2025?
My release window, personally, I've always said is like late 25 to like mid 26. That's always been my prediction. This game has been in development longer, you know, than the official reveal of the game, obviously. You know, they did some stuff before that. I think it's been in development since at least early 2020 when they finished up with Remind. Who knows how much COVID affected that timeline. And so they've been working on that. And, you know, Missing Link has kind of been this side thing. I can't remember the exact developers of Missing Link, but it's not the main Kingdom Hearts team. They're mainly focused on that. Tetsuya Nomura is there as just like a story advisor and, you know, an art advisor, all that stuff. At that point, it would have been development for 5 years, and surprising, you know, it's crazy to say, but that's a typical game development cycle nowadays, just because how long games take to make. And especially with that engine switch from Unreal Engine 4 to Unreal Engine 5. But I don't think that is much of a issue here. It's kind of an issue, but I don't think it's as much as the Kingdom Hearts 3 Switch, because that was unplanned. They were having trouble with development for a long time. They had to scrap everything and start from scratch on Kingdom Hearts 3, essentially. And with this, it's Unreal Engine 4 and Unreal Engine 5. Yes, they are different engines, but they share some of the same, code base. There's some similar features between the two. I'm sure, I'm not a developer, so don't take my word for it. That's just what I think's happening. Maybe you've heard some more stuff from what developers have said.
What's going to be really interesting is that you mentioned it's been like 4 or 5 years since the last Kingdom Hearts game, and it's interesting because like the build-up Kingdom Hearts 3 had a lot of side releases and such. This is going to be Kingdom Hearts 4 is kind of just going to be a follow-up to Kingdom Hearts 3. Like if you didn't play Missing Link, then that's really the only other thing. So it's going to be really cool if we get a Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer without the feeling of just like, okay, is this the one? Is this the Kingdom Hearts 3.25 final mix director's cut? Like, we're not dealing with that this time, and that's going to be freaking great. And I'm of the boat that it is going to be late 2025. I'm with that, but it depends. If we see it in the summertime, that's my firm belief. But if we don't see it until like TGS, then I will hesitate.
I'm hopeful it doesn't get delayed because the last 2 big Kingdom Hearts games were delayed. 2.8
Everything
was
gets
delayed.
Everything gets delayed.
I know. And so I try to take that into account. I only believe a release date unless it's like a week out. Like if it's coming out in the next 7 days, then I will believe a release date. Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer this year. I think it's going to happen this year sometime. If it's not, then I am starting to get really worried for this game because something's not going right. But it's also going to a lot of different new territory for the series. It's the start of a new saga, start of a new whole visual style for it, at least for the series as a whole. Maybe they need some time to figure that out.
What if hypothetically it's not a trailer we get, it's a new look? Like it could literally just be almost, as you said, a re-teaser. I could really picture that, whether it's at D23 or Summer Game Fest or wherever. Like instead of a full trailer as people might want, maybe it's just a literal, this is a snippet, this is a cutscene of just a moment.
I completely forgot that they had a Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer, quote unquote, in E3 2014, where it was just remember that?
like it was just the dialogue, like the Keyblade whatever.
I completely forget that exists all the time. And then I remember it's like, oh yeah, that happened. So maybe we could get something like that. Just saying, hey, this thing still exists.
The main question we are left with is, where will it show? Because Matt and I believe it will show, but where? That is left to you watching and to watch the coming showcases, to keep your eyes on it, because I'm sure Matt's going to keep his eye on it. I'm sure I'm going to keep my eye on it. And make sure you go to Matt's channel because it's down below.
Oh, yeah.
Or else.